What's up, YouTube? It's Rsmario here. I'm here to tell you, calm down. Just breathe. Alright, so, yeah, a lot of people heard the news from a couple days ago that Nintendo delayed Zelda. The NX isn't coming out to 2017. Neither is Zelda Wii U. It'll also be coming out on NX, probably as a launch title. Yeah, I kind of suspected that anyway. Like, I knew for a fact NX was not hitting in 2016. I mean, they just shopped it around to the third parties last year, and if the third parties are working on something, I doubt we'll have anything this year for it. And the third parties are probably one of the biggest things Nintendo needs to fix with this next console cycle for them. So, yeah, they will definitely want to wait until the third parties have a chance to put something on the table. Sony did the same thing with the PlayStation 4. There was a lot more third-party input, and look at where they are now. The PS3 was not built with third parties in mind. It was built with all of Sony's intentions in mind, which is why the architecture for some third parties was difficult to work with, which is why the Xbox 360 kind of took a lead when it came to third-party support. Even though third-party still supported the PS3 because it picked up steam afterwards, you know what happened last generation. But yeah, the same thing kind of sort of happened with the Wii U, but not as far as the architecture, but as far as simply lack of third-party support. And that's something the NX definitely needs. I knew it was going to get delayed to next year. Now, Zelda U, or Zelda NX, or Zelda UNX, or Zelda NU, however you want to call it. But yeah, it's delayed till next year. This is something I kind of saw coming too, because I think the first delay was mainly for the game. They wanted to make this massive open world game, and two, they started porting the game over to NX. And I think they want this game to be more, as far as on the NX, more than just a port. They want this to be a massive experience that will showcase the NX for customers. So of course they're going to delay it again in order to further polish the game, and of course so the game can come out with NX. So here are the good points to why this is an okay thing. One, it means that Nintendo is taking into account launch libraries. This is something Nintendo has not done with their last two console launches. The Wii U and the 3DS had pretty piss poor launch libraries. I remember the 3DS launch because I got this system day one, and the launch was kind of lame. I mean, I think it was I ended up getting Street Fighter and Ocarina of Time, and that was about it. I mean, shoot, there was a DS Tech demo that was a 3DS launch title. Yeah, it's quite lame. But beyond all that, though, they're thinking about the launch titles for NX. The other big thing that kind of got people was the fact that NX won't be making E3. This kind of got me too, because I was like, really? Wouldn't this be the perfect place to showcase NX? Yes and no. Of course, E3 will be a massive showcase for NX. It also has to compete with all the other things going on at E3. I mean, we're going to be talking about Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy 7 Remake. We're going to be talking about whatever Xbox and Microsoft decide to do. Whatever Sony decides to do, if they decide to show a new model of PlayStation 4, or if we get PlayStation 4.5 or 4K or whatever the hell they're going to call it. We have to compete with a lot of other things that people are going to be talking about, and Nintendo wants the biggest spotlight possible on NX. So when they tell you about NX, that's all they want you to be talking about. So of course it's going to come out with their own event later this year, which I don't really mind. More than likely, I mean, that'll work because, one, they'll have more guaranteed cards on their table as well, because they'll know more or less who and what titles and projects will be ready for the launch window in November, December than they would in June. But as far as that goes, what's gonna be at E3? Well, they said that they're going to be focusing on Zelda. Now, I'm not quite sure what that means. Now, more than likely, a lot of people are taking this as to mean that's all they're going to have at the show. They've said that that's the only playable game at the show. We know E3 is not just a show; it's actually a 3-day convention. So maybe that's all it's going to be at Nintendo's part of the show on Monday or Tuesday or whenever their press event is. Maybe that's what they're talking about. And the Nintendo booth at the actual conference will actually have other things in it. Because I don't think that's all they're going to have at the actual, E3 event. I'm thinking at their part of E3, at their event, wherever they're going to have it, is going to be just Zelda as far as playable demos. Of course, we're going to get other things at E3. We're going to get like Pokemon, Sun and Moon for sure. But this is the exact same thing they did last time. Last time when they announced ORES, they gave us, they announced it, they gave us a small trailer. Then they turned around and dropped all the info, well not all of it, but a bunch of info on it at E3 with a big old trailer. Yep, that's probably what they're going to do with Sun and Moon. Especially if they're preparing for a release this year, they definitely want to talk about that game. I don't think we're going to have any Nintendo Directs for a while. Probably not until the big NX thing. Well, we might have one between there. Because they probably want to separate the NX stuff from the other stuff. But yeah, don't worry. Calm down. It's going to be cool, people. We're going to be cool. E3 might be a bit rocky, but I think we're going to be cool, though. That's about it. I just wanted to kind of get that off my chest. Cause I was looking at it, I was like, yo, people are freaking out. Well, I'm not necessarily freaking out, but I just wanted to kind of talk about it, though. The possibilities. So that's about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, keep it real.